The Atlanta Falcons just took a major step forward last night in the game against the Detroit Lions in preseason. And we are Detroit Lions fans. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but this channel is fully dedicated to teams that get overlooked by the national media, just don't get really talked about a lot. And so you can see on our channel, we talk 5-6 teams that, kind of like us. Like we were overlooked for so many years and the whole thing, right? So we just kind of like talking about it. So oddly enough, we play each other, of course. There's the situation. I'll start with that with Mo Norris, who I thought what you learned and took a step forward if you're a Falcons fan was I don't know how you feel about your coach, Raheem Morris. I don't know if you love him, hate him, not sure yet. But I thought it was so cool to see him just be like, all right, this dude gets it. And again, I don't know, too many coaches would have had a different response, of course, or whatever. But it just was nice to see the leader of your team be so respected by Dan Campbell. After the game, Dan Campbell talked about him and how much class he has and just the whole thing really talked him up. And so I think that was this situation made for an important moment for the team, kind of a moment that if you have the right head coach in Raheem Morris, I believe you do, can really use this as something as a positive for the team, for the guys, for the building of the relationships, the trust, things like that. So, and by the way, Maurice Norris has feeling, he's talking, he's like, I think, again, I don't want to report anything. It's not what I'm doing here because I don't know fully, but anything that I've seen looks really positive. So we'll continue to check on that. In other news, here's where the step forward really came, was like defensively, you were flying around that first quarter. I mean, here we are with Hendon Hooker, which you're probably like, oh yeah, Hendon Hooker, what's up? What's he doing? Tennessee Heisman Trophy kind of guy. And oh my gosh, I mean, you made him. He hasn't looked good anyway, but I mean, he's trying to run with it. You guys are flying around, hitting him. It's just like, oh my gosh. So you got to be excited about that front seven early on. Josh Woods, we're familiar with him, former Lion. It's just like, gee whiz, man. So the defense forced 2 fumbles in the first half, and D. Elford was in there. So you're just forcing fumbles. You're making things happen. That's all you can ask from your defense, right? So I love that. Another positive that you kind of come away with, and I love it right here, it shows it, was Jalen Walker, James Pierce. Nothing big from these guys, but again, they're out there, got a tackle. Pierce had no trouble getting around. These guys look like high-end players against kind of our second string, third string, as they should. And you just feel good, feel confident coming out of that. And then undrafted free agent Nick Nash finished with 3 catches, 35 yards. So, right, like rookies, undrafted guys, you looked better than the Lions. I know the final score, and it doesn't even matter, right, the whole thing, but it's just like you outplayed us. You flew around. Like, jeez. But here's the one thing that I think you got to take confidence in is that the Falcons' run game was abysmal. 100% it was. But I'm here to tell you that the Lions, I don't know what it is, for these last 2 years, their run defense has been outstanding. And then in preseason games, it's even been unreal. So I get it. You want to be better. Don't beat yourself up on that. Again, it's preseason. But I don't have the answer. Because like, I'm a Lions fan. I should be like, well, here's why the Lions defense or the run defense is so good. It's like, I don't even know. It's always good. These last 2 years has been incredible. And even now it's like backups and whatever. And they still, even in preseason games, it's like, don't let anybody run on them. So again, it's preseason. Don't worry about it. Okay. And then, and I talked about this already, but the right thing to do for these guys was, and I love the way that they did this, right? Because otherwise, like, hey, what do we do? Do we call the game? Well, then I don't know the process, but you kind of remember this with what's his name, the Bills guy that went down. Where, and I get that it was regular season game, and what do we do? But it's like, what do we do? Call the league office. It's a preseason game on a Friday night. There's nobody even there, right? So it's like, Do we cancel it? What do we do? How do we handle this? And that could take 2 hours. Instead, they're like, you know what? For the next 14 minutes, we're just gonna run down. It'll be 14 minutes. We'll be out of here. And now it did seem like a long time because it was not awkward's not the wrong word, but it was just like, all right, guess do we just stand here? I thought for sure they would maybe just leave the ball and come shake hands and start walking off, or I don't know what it did seem interesting, but I thought it was a great idea. I thought that's what you do. Those guys come together, thought of that instead of trying to wait for the league, call the game. So really good job and interesting. The other thing too is would love to see Emory Jones for you guys just to see what he could have done. His night was cut short, of course, but 4 or 5 for 50 yards passing. You might have something there. I think this for both teams will be it's hard to say this, right? Because it's you don't want this to happen, but it did happen, and now it's like, all right, how do you respond to it? And I think both teams are going to respond well, and it's going to be beneficial for each team to kind of go through this. I mean, geez, talk about breaking up the monotony of camp and whatever, right? I think both teams come away from this, take a couple days off here, just take a deep breath, allow yourself to say, all right, we got 2 more preseason games. We might see some starters here a little bit next week just to kind of get a feel. We've got some joint practices. I think everything's all good on both sides from this. Again, because Norris is breathing, talking, moving a little bit, just needs to just rest for a couple days and hopefully flies back to Detroit, the whole thing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. It's fun to play these preseason games, just see it. I don't know on your TV if you could see it, if you were watching, but your field looked nuts on our TV broadcast. I don't know if anyone else saw that. I get what you're doing, like the striping, like dark and light, but I think it was our own TV broadcast, our local. It looked exaggerated. I was like, that can't be right. Dark and light. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Last thing. I was looking at I don't have it pulled up anymore, but basically I was looking at your schedule. We've looked at it before. You're going to be just fine because the Panthers suck and the Saints suck. I don't think the Panthers are going to suck, but got to get those wins. Win those because you're like, well, Buccaneers are probably going to win those too. So let's go. Let's keep pace and let's do it again, Buccaneers. See you down the stretch. Love that. That's all you can ask for. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see all of you on the next one.